Hello everybody, and welcome back to Robot Attack. My name is Scottish715, and today we're gonna speedrun the Stanley Parable. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, why are you speedrunning the Stanley Parable? Well, let me tell you. Because it can happen. It can happen. I've seen people... Although, I should start over. Alright, so... I went on Twitch, and obviously you could set favorite games and everything, right? You could set a favorite game, like the Stanley Parable and stuff, and you can watch it. You can watch any time that people play it. You can watch it, right? So, I went on there, and I saw people speedrunning it. I don't understand, okay? I do not understand how you could speedrun this game. Let me just point out some things, okay? So, this is the regular run, and I'm gonna get a world record, because I'm gonna get the same time, okay? You could go on YouTube as well. You can search up the Stanley Parable Speedrun, and people are actually speedrunning this game. Now, do you see the problem here? This is the Stanley Parable, okay? There's no challenges whatsoever. There's nothing. You go straight, you walk the same speed everyone else does. The really only thing you could deduce time is this beginning entrance. And I just did it easily. I just restarted, or had the game restart me a couple times. And you pretty much get a random generated entrance. But you still get the same two doors. And I assume... I haven't watched them because I thought they're ridiculous. Alright, so I assume the speedrun is beating the game, right? That's speedrunning, is beat the game. The real winning of the game is... Hate to spoil this for you, but... please play this game, by the way, before you even see this. This is a fantastic game. This is my favorite game, hands down, best indie game ever. Hands down. Well, besides Minecraft, but 2013, this was the game. Anyways, so where was I? Basically, the end of the game is pretty much doing what the narrator says. Go through the left door, go up to the boss's office, type in the key code, and actually you could speed run that as well, because if you go past it a certain number of times, you basically it opens it for you instead of you typing in the code. So you could really lose time then. So there's no glitches that I know of either in the Stanley Parable, as I really looked into this game because I love it so much. So let me demonstrate how to speedrun the Stanley Parable, and you could do it too and get a world record, because it's freaking ridiculous. Alright, let's begin the game, and let's start the timer. And I didn't begin... Come on, bring in the timer! I had it. Hello? Alright, good job. Good job. Alright. Well, it's gonna restart the game anyways. Is it not? Hello? Can't open the door. Alright, well, there's that. But yeah, there's different entrances. Just for the aspect, let's just do a time run of this and see how it goes. Why can't I... Okay, it's gonna be a little off.
The meeting room.
Yes,
that's where everyone
This is just the real
Stanley
time
just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then
just
on,
running
he would
the
never
game.
be alone
So
ever again.
this is without having the beginning and stuff or any cheats.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
And pretty
doors,
much I could
he entered the door
demonstrate
on
to
his
you
left.
that you're gonna get the same amount of time that you can get. So
Yet there was not a single person
obviously,
here
give or
either.
take a few
Feeling
seconds
a
by
wave of
me being
disbelief,
slow
Stanley
clicking.
decided to go
As you
up
see,
to his
I
boss's
had a
office.
problem
Coming
there.
to a staircase, Stanley walked
The
upstairs
narrator
to his boss's
stopped me
office.
from going in there. So Oh, I had a bad door glitch right there.
Stepping into his manager's office,
I hit the
Stanley
door a
was
little
once
bit.
again stunned to discover
So the
not an
passcode is
indication of any human
2845,
life.
but you gotta wait
Shocked,
until after he
unraveled,
tells
Stanley
it. So,
wondered in disbelief
like I
who
said, you
orchestrated
could
this.
always
What dark
surpass this
secret
because
was being held from
eventually
him?
he'll open it
What
up.
he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible
So we'll
truth
wait
that
for a
his
little bit.
boss had been keeping from him. And so
By the
the
way,
boss
if you're
had
watching
assigned
this,
it an
feel
extra
bad for you.
secret PIN number.
Because,
2845.
alright,
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing
oh, I
random
hit the
buttons
chair
on the
there.
keypad,
That deduced a lot of
Stanley happened
time.
to input the correct code.
I told you this is gonna be a
Amazing.
salty run.
He stepped
It's
into
me
the
being
newly
frustrated
opened
that you
passageway.
cannot really speedrun this game. It's not a speedrunning game. There's no really challenges, there's no glitches that you could surpass someone else's time. Right? Play a game like Super Mario World, something that's a little bit more challenging, fun. This is not fun. I mean,
Stanley
as
walked
much as
straight
I love
ahead
this
through the
game,
large door that read Mind
like,
Control Facility.
this is not exactly, you know, a speedrunning game. There's nothing that could cause you
The
to
lights
do
rose on an enormous room
you know,
packed with
increase or
television
decrease your
screens.
time.
What
You
horrible
walk the
secret
same
did this
speed as
place
everyone else
hold?
walks.
Stanley thought to himself.
I'm serious
Did he have
about
the
this.
strength
Literally,
to
when you're
find
done
out?
watching this video, go look up Stanley Parable Speedrun on YouTube and you'll find it. Oh, I messed up. I messed up there too. Oh my god, I'm gonna get my time to do stuff.
Now the
Man, I'm gonna have a bad time.
Their true nature revealed.
Like,
Each bore the number of an employee.
it's
in the
ridiculous.
building.
I'm
Stanley's
just
co-workers.
surprised
The
people
lives
speedrun
of
this
so many
game.
individuals
Why would
reduced to
it? This
images
is
on
not.
screen. And
Again,
Stanley, one
I'm
of
done.
them, eternally
It's just so
wandered in this
ridiculous.
place where freedom meant nothing.
So we're getting to the end already.
This mind control facility, it was too
And by the way, I
horrible
did
to believe
achieve
it
the
couldn't be
achievement
true.
of
Had Stanley
speedrunning
really
in
been
the
under
Stanley
someone's
Parable, by the way,
control all
too.
this time? Was this the only
The
reason he was
way to
happy
do
with
that
his
is
boring
cheating,
job?
and I'll show you
That
that
his
later.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes. No?
No.
Oh, okay.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof.
Alright.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled
So yeah, mind
with
control
emotions.
facility,
Happy,
click yes.
or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and
Sorry, is it
commanded
no?
from this very
I don't
place.
even know. I haven't
And as
done
the
this
cold
ending in
reality
a
of his
long time.
past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again. Oh, Stanley.
Ah, I messed it up.
You didn't.
Anyways, it's about, what, 4 minutes? Alright. So 4 minutes to, probably 4:30. I messed it up, but you guys actually supposed to turn it off. Anyways, so about like 4:30. I will actually do this correctly. So let's try it again.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
But you go this way so many
When
times.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he
it'll
entered the
skip
door on his
things.
left.
But that's automatically generated in the game, so it's not like,
Yet there was not a single person
you know,
here
you
either.
could
Feeling
hit
a wave
that
of
desk or something,
disbelief,
and
Stanley
you get
decided to
a
go up to his
glitch that
boss's
you
office. Coming to a
surpass
staircase,
these stairs
Stanley
or
walked
something.
upstairs to his boss's
There's
office.
nothing in it for you at all. I don't get it. Here it is. Maybe you'll
Stepping
say
into
it.
his
Oh.
manager's office, Stanley
So
was
this
once again
will actually
stunned
get a
to
good
discover
time
not an
with,
indication of
actually
any
a decent
human
time.
life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf.
Oh, I shouldn't look
looking
at that. That
behind
might
paintings,
reduce time.
desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Yeah.
What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss
So
had
if
assigned
you
it
enter
an
it too
extra
early,
secret pin
you'll
number,
sing a song.
2845. 4,
and
5.
it'll
But of
obviously
course, yet
surpass
incredibly,
it.
by simply pushing random buttons on the
Make it
keypad,
longer.
Stanley happened to input the correct code.
So
by
having
sheer
basic
luck.
knowledge of the Stanley
Amazing.
Parable,
He
you
stepped
too
into the
can
newly
speedrun the
opened
Stanley Parable and get a world record, like everyone else does. I'm just so frustrated. This is a salty video, and I apologize. I just want to prove a point that the Stanley Parable is not really meant for a game to speedrun at all.
Stanley walked straight ahead
And
through
you
the
should
large
probably
door
know that
that
already,
read
but
Mind Control
I just want to prove a
Facility.
point for all the other people who speedrun this game.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
I think
What
speedrunning is
horrible
an art,
secret did
okay?
this place hold?
And it's
Stanley thought to himself.
and you're pretty much killing
have
this
the
art
strength
by doing
to find
this.
out?
Like, I hate to say that, but there's no enemies in this game, as I said, or there's nothing
Now the monitors
to
jumped to
reduce your
life,
time by
their
any
true nature
means.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
You're pretty
Stanley's
much
co-workers.
destroying art.
The lives of so many
Because
individuals
people
reduced to
spend,
images
you know,
on a
their
screen.
life,
And
money,
Stanley,
you know,
one of them,
valuable money
eternally
on,
monitored in this
or like
place where
their
freedom
time, like
meant
so
nothing.
much time is generated into speedrunning. You basically have to have
This
no life
mind control facility, it was
to
too
speedrun
horrible
a
to
game.
believe it couldn't
You pretty
be
much
true.
have to have
Had
like
Stanley really
no
been under
job
someone's control all
and no
this
school
time?
to
Was this the
speedrun a
only
game.
reason he was happy with his boring job?
Because you gotta
That his
spend a lot of
emotions had
time
been
trying to
manipulated
get that
to
world
accept it
record.
blindly?
So that is a game
No,
to
he
speedrun. If you're
refused to
spending
believe it.
months,
He couldn't
months
accept
and
it.
months to
His own
speedrun,
life
to
in
learn.
someone else's
I'm learning
control?
this on the spot,
Never.
like,
It was unthinkable.
and I know the
Wasn't
Stanley
it?
Parable enough
Was it
to
even
know
possible?
how to,
Had he truly
you know,
spent
surpass
his
things
entire
than
life
other people.
utterly blind to the world?
I would say I'm probably one of the most,
But here
well,
was the
I'm sure
proof.
there's more
The
people
heart of the
obsessed
operation.
by this game
Controls
than me, but
labeled with emotions.
at least
happy
comparison to
or
my
sad
friends and stuff,
or content. Walking,
you know,
eating,
and
working,
other streamers I
all of it
follow that play
monitored
this
and
game.
commanded from this
I'm kind of
very
more
place.
knowledgeable,
And as the
obviously.
cold reality of his past
Except
began
for
to
this,
sink in,
obviously, I
Stanley
did it wrong.
decided that this machine.
So, let's see if I could predict if I was right at 4:30. It might be longer. It might be 5 minutes.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
I think you could go up a little
Was
bit.
it over?
Can't see. You can kind of see a little bit. Doesn't matter because you gotta wait.
He had won.
There you go.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled
See, you
himself
won,
from someone else's
and
command.
you do get a
Freedom
achievement
was
that you
mere
won the game
moments away.
when you go to this exit.
And
So
yet,
this is the
Even
real
as the immense door
ending of the
slowly
Stanley
opened,
Parable, or at
Stanley
least
reflected on how many puzzles
as close
still
as you're
lay
gonna get.
unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
So yeah, it might
How
be
had he
5
been
minutes.
freed from the machine's grasp? What other
bit
mysteries
more,
did this
probably.
strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed
is-
into the chamber,
it just looks
he
like a
realized
cloud.
none of this mattered to
It
him.
is actually
For
opening.
it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be.
Doesn't matter if you're close to this or
And
not, I
that was
think.
all he needed to know.
Doesn't seem like
It was perhaps the
any
only
slower or
thing
faster
worth
that it
knowing.
goes down.
Stanley stepped through the open
And
door.
let's see this. It'll be 5:22, 5:24. There we go,
Stanley felt the
5:24.
cool
Beat
breeze
the game.
upon his skin.
Alright.
The feeling of liberation.
That's without any,
immense possibility of
you
the
know,
new
like I
path
said, there's
before him.
different intros in
This
the
was
beginning that you
exactly
could
the
do,
way,
that I'll
right
show
now,
you next,
that things
that you
were
can
meant
reduce
to
the
happen.
time, and
Stanley
obviously I'll do
was
this run
happy.
again, just to prove a point that I'm gonna get around the same time, 5:24. I'm not gonna worry about the, you know, 0.93 because, like I said, I'm kind of tabbing out to press this again, so I'm not too worried about this, so I did it again. So yeah, I gotta see how you see I'm tabbing out, so, and I'm tabbing again, so I'm like 1 or 2
All of his
seconds.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, since it didn't have the same beginning, it might have the same, it might skip the
When Stanley
code.
came to a set of two
see what
open
it does
doors,
this
he
time.
entered the door on his left.
So 523 was it? Something like that.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Just to prove a point that there's no real sprint key or anything to make you go faster.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half
texture,
sobs,
but I think it's
the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for
I don't think I heard this either.
But when at last he began
That's what I liked most about this game. You know, you do the same, obviously there's like, I think 18 or something like that.
Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future?
In the game,
it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible
every
secret
time
of Stanley's past,
you play this game,
it had been assigned a 4-digit code
you find
so
different in this game,
and
I
so
love
random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845.
There we go.
Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't helpful.
I might just cut this.
He relaxed.
Alright, there you go. Okay, and go.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
See, this is hard speedrunning.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The pressure's on. You know, I gotta get a speedrun, a world record speedrun.
Yet there was not a single person here
Can't take
either.
this pressure.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Again,
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
really
to his
isn't
boss's
worth
office.
your time to see a speedrunning of this game. See.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah.
So we're gonna
secrets, the keypad,
see
Stanley
how it
pushes
skipped
some
that.
buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
So I'm gonna
Surprise.
look at how much time I wasted now. But the intro, the beginning when you start over, was the same, so... I probably will get
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So that was pretty much the same time. But you really get my point,
rose
don't
on an
you?
enormous room packed with television screens.
You see that,
what
like,
horrible
generally
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought
roughly
to
the same
himself.
time.
Did he have the strength to find
Alright,
out?
open that. But I'll show you one last time.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Yeah, the only reason
and
I
as the
messed
cold
up the
reality
first
of
time
his
is because I
past
usually
began to
never
sink
go
in,
to this exit.
Stanley decided that this...
It's the same every time.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
I just realized
freedom was mere moments away.
something.
And yet, even as the immense
Machine.
door slowly
They talked
opened,
about the machine in
Stanley
the beginner's
reflected
guide.
on how many
Made
puzzles still lay
connections.
unsolved.
Wow, that's creepy.
Where had his co-workers gone?
That's scary.
How
Actually,
had
that
they been
hit
freed
me
from
right
the
now.
machine's grasp? What other
Wow.
mysteries
Okay.
did this
Sorry.
strange
You should play the
building hold?
beginner's guide too. That's
But
a fun
as
game.
sunlight streamed
It's the-
into
it's
the
the makers
chamber,
of this
he
game, too.
realized none of this
And you'll
mattered
know
to
what
him,
I'm talking about
for it
once
was
you
not
play that.
knowledge or even power that he
So yeah,
had been
4.
seeking,
I might get
but
430
happiness.
actually.
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone
I
tell him
know.
where
It's
to
gonna
go,
be
what to
4:45,
do,
like I said.
or how to feel.
It takes forever.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay,
Stanley-
438. I got a new PB. I obviously delayed that, but 438. I got a new PB. Look at that. There you go. I'm just gonna skip ahead to
Stanley simply couldn't
when I have
handle
the
the pressure.
beginning
What
I'm
if he had to
talking
make a
about,
decision?
and
What if
I'll
a
see you
crucial
then.
outcome fell on?
And welcome back. So this is the entrance that I'm talking about that you pretty much is, I believe, it's the best time that you could reduce. When you do watch the other speedrunners, and I regret you, I want to inform you, don't do that. It's just you're pretty much buying into them. So, anyways, and you're buying into me, which I'm just, like I said, I'm just proving a point. Anyways, so let's start the real time.
All of
So
his
this
co-workers
is
were
the
gone.
fastest
What could it
way
mean?
to beat the Stanley
Stanley
Parable.
decided to go. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
So
his left.
here we go. So I'm gonna get the world record right here, tied with
Yet
other
there was
people
not a
who
single
speedrun this
person
game.
here either.
Oh, I hit the chair.
Feeling a
Actually,
wave
might
of
not.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go
Like,
up to his boss's office.
pretty
Hoping
much
to
get
come
the
into a
concept, though,
staircase,
right?
Stanley walked upstairs to
anyways.
his boss's office.
So it should be open too. Yep, there it is, opening for me.
Here's the door, just go.
Actually, I might beat the other ones at this rate. Oh my god, that was bad RNG. Like, I'm done. It's just so silly to speedrun this game. Alright, anyways, so... Wow, 1 minute and already down here?
Stanley walked
Takes a
straight
minute
ahead
just for
through the
the
large door that read
punch
Mind
codes and
Control
stuff, right?
Facility.
So, here we go, world record right here. Press
The
that
lights
button,
rose on
stay
an
right
enormous
here.
room packed with television screens.
So if you want to get
What
a world
horrible
record,
secret
do
did
the
this
Stanley
place
Parable and
hold?
do this.
Stanley
So
thought
pretty
to
much you
himself.
restart
Did he
over and
have the
over until you
strength
get that
to find
entrance.
out?
Sometimes you might actually have to do some endings to get that, to get a new beginning. I had to do it like...
Now
I've been
the monitors
actually
jumped
recording
alive,
for
their
30
true
minutes,
nature
so it
revealed.
took that long
Each
for me
bore the
to
number
get
of
that
an employee
entrance
in the
like
building.
that.
Stanley's co-workers.
But yeah, you notice
The
how it
lives
was a
of so
different
many
beginning than the
individuals
other one,
reduced to
right?
images on a screen.
So,
and Stanley,
there you go.
one of them, eternally monitored in this place
good.
where freedom
I'm gonna
meant
predict,
nothing.
probably 4 minutes, maybe.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really
I'm gonna
been
get a
under
world
someone's
record and a
control all
PB.
this time? Was this the
This
only
is the
reason he
fastest
was
way.
happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this...
And here's gonna be the end, and I'm gonna get a world record. And a PB.
blackness.
So yeah, this is...
And a rising
and I'll
chill
restart
of
and just show you the point. I'm gonna get the same amount of
Is it
time
over?
doing as I did the first run.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom
So,
was
like,
mere
I think I'll have
moments
to
away.
relaunch the game in order to do it again.
Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected
I
on
think it
how
was, what,
many puzzles still
520
lay
something?
unsolved.
528?
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives,
It actually
will
might be...
his. And that was all.
Was
he
it
needed.
428?
It was perhaps the only
Wow, it
thing
might actually
worth
be the
knowing.
same time. No,
Stanley
no.
stepped through
It's
the
gonna be
open
way
door.
less. Never mind. And 426. There you go. 426 is the world record now. There you go. So, anyways, let me see what happens if I just restart the game. Let me just quit the menu and restart. But, so, there you go. World record. Boom. Alright, so I'll show you just to prove a point to do my theory. Don't mind that. Actually, it would start right when now, but you know. Let's just believe that I started now, just so I could prove you that it's gonna be the same time
All
as
of
my
his
first
co-workers
run,
were
which
gone.
was
What could it
528.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
So
had
it
simply
doesn't
missed the
matter
memo.
how often you restart, you're gonna get the same time.
When Stanley
Watch,
came
it's
to a
gonna be
set of two open
528.
doors, he
Or
entered the door
obviously
and left.
1 or 2 seconds off, because obviously, like, I'm tabbing out and stuff. But you get the idea.
Yet there was not a single
Or like
person
the
here
point,
either.
whatever.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
Fun fact, if
unraveled,
you press
Stanley wondered in
888,
disbelief who
888
orchestrated this.
over and over, you
What
get an
dark
achievement.
secret was being held from
You
him?
just press 8
What he
until you
could
get
not
the
have
achievement.
known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible
I'll show
truth
you, but I
that
already
his
got the
boss had been
achievement.
keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned
So a
it
good
an
suggestion.
extra secret pin
Hold
number.
on.
2845.
There you go.
But yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
A good
happened to
suggestion.
input
If you
the
want to
correct
actually
code
speedrun
by
this
sheer
game,
luck.
challenge yourself,
Amazing.
right?
He stepped into the
I think I thought of a
passageway.
good way to speedrun this game. A legit way. Blindfolded. You could be blindfolded in real life and speedrun this game. See, that would be a challenge that you could actually do and actually improve time. Because you can memorize it. You gotta memorize where you're going.
Stanley realized
And
he
it'd
felt
be
a bit
impressive,
peculiar.
because,
It
I mean,
was
I
a
could probably...
stirring of emotion
It'll
in his
take a while.
chest,
You'll have to
as though he
learn,
felt more free
you
to
know,
think for
okay,
himself.
where am I
question
going? Where
each
am
of
I?
his
Where's
jobs.
my mouse
Why did he
moving?
feel this
How
now?
many
When for
clockworks
years,
there, you
it
know,
had never occurred to him.
where my... See, at
This
least you gotta
question
think
would
about
not
it. See,
go
that would
unanswered
actually
for
take,
long.
you know, a good amount of time to actually study how to play,
Stanley
how to
walked straight ahead
speedrun
through
it
the large door
blindfolded.
that read Mind
And you could
Control
webcam
Facility.
yourself being blindfolded, so you'd be like, yeah, I can't see anything, I have a t-shirt in front of me, so even if, you know.
The lights rose on an enormous room
So
packed with
that's a
television
way
screens.
you could
What
actually
horrible
speedrun this
secret
game.
did
You could
this
speedrun
place
any
hold?
game by that,
Stanley
actually.
thought to
Even,
himself.
you know.
Did he have the strength to
It's a
find out?
walking simulator game, is what I'm talking about. It's not a game you speedrun. There's no...
Now the
I just like to emphasize
their
that.
true nature revealed.
I just
Each
want to make
bore the
sure
number of an employee
people
in the
aren't
building,
speedrunning this game.
Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
So I'm tied with all the other world
eternally
records
monitored
of
in
this game
place
too.
where freedom meant nothing.
Basically, yeah.
This mind control facility.
This is gonna be a fun edit, by the way, since I messed up the lot.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control?
See, at least, and then you also have
Was this
to
the only
listen for
reason
stuff.
he
You
was
gotta
happy
listen
with
to
his
the
boring
narrator and be
job?
like,
That his
okay, this is where I'm
emotions had
at,
been
because I know
manipulated
he
to
says
accept
this
it
at
blindly?
this point in the game. So
No,
if you do it blindfold,
he
you just have your
refused to believe
ears
it.
and
He
obviously
couldn't accept it. His
where you're
own
moving,
life
where
in
the
someone else's
WASD keys
control?
are.
Never. It was unthinkable.
And obviously,
wasn't it? Was it even possible?
So, like,
had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
Like, you could actually speedrun a majority of games, but I think Stanley Parable, in essence, isn't a speedrunning game. It's a walking
and a rising
simulator.
chill of uncertainty.
It's not even...
Was it over?
As much as I love this game, and critics, you know, and a lot of people who don't like this game say it's not really a game.
He had won.
You know, it's more of a kind of a movie, kind of like the beginner's guide. It's kind of a movie.
From
You're playing a movie.
else's command. Freedom was mere moments
But they're
away.
actually drive
And yet,
stories that
even
just
as
are
the immense
compelling.
door slowly opened,
And,
Stanley
you know,
reflected on
after
how many
you finish
puzzles
this game,
still
it took
lay
me like a
unsolved.
month to
Where had
realize,
his co-workers
wow,
gone?
I'm Stanley in
How
real
had he been
life.
freed
I
from
press
the
buttons
machine's
every day,
grasp?
and
What other
like
mysteries
if
did this
all of a
strange
sudden my
building
coworkers
hold?
are gone, I wouldn't
But
know what
as
to do.
sunlight streamed
Like,
into the chamber, he
You know,
realized none of this
you're
mattered to
Stanley
him.
in real life, and
For
that
it was not
is the
knowledge
essence
or even
of this
power
game,
that he
or
had been
essence of
seeking.
realizing
Happiness.
things, and you know,
Perhaps his
people
goal had not been to understand.
speedrun this game
to let
thinking,
go.
oh, I am the greatest
No
gamer
longer would
ever, and
anyone
want to
tell
get
him
a
where to
million
go,
views.
what
Oh,
to
I hope
do,
they don't get
or how to
100,000 views to
Whatever
speedrun the
life
Stanley
he lives,
Parable.
it will be.
You could actually speedrun a good game and get a lot of viewers. For this game,
It was perhaps
you don't get
the
that
only
many
thing
viewers
worth
for
knowing.
speedrunning this.
Stanley
And
stepped through the
527, 528, okay, whoa, 530.
Stanley felt the cool.
Pretty much the same time. Doing the same way as the beginning. My point is proven. You get the same time. It doesn't matter how often you run it, you get the same time. That's the end of this video. I appreciate you watching. I hope you really didn't watch this. This is the one video I hope you didn't watch to just see, oh, John's gonna speedrun this game. Anyone could speedrun this. If you really want to speedrun, blindfold is a good suggestion. Or, you know, not a keyboard or something. But basically, you know, blindfold. You know, you have a challenge in front of you. Anyways, I'm done ranting, and I'm done showing you this. Actually, one more thing. So this is how you can, if you really want to do this game. If you really want to speedrun, there you go. I just cheated, even though that doesn't count as speedrunning.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read.
So this is how you get the
Control
achievement
Facility.
of speedrunning, is to cheat. So I'm gonna get like something ridiculous, like now I'm really gonna get a
Lights rose
world
on an
record, but
enormous room
it's
packed with
cheating,
television
so that doesn't
screens.
count. I
What
did ask
horrible
speedrunners
secret
if
did this
cheating
place
counts
hold?
as,
Stanley thought to himself.
or
Did he
sorry,
have the
cheating
strength
counts
to
as,
find out.
you can't cheat in speedruns, but I just wanted to show you this, that you could put in a
Now,
code to skip pretty
their
much
true nature
90%
revealed.
of
Each bore the
the
number
map.
of an employee in the building. Stanley's
I'm gonna predict
co-workers.
like 2
The lives
minutes.
of so many individuals reduced
2:30
to
maybe?
images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally
By the
monitored
way,
in this
I don't know
place
if you saw
where
it, but that
freedom
cheat
meant
code was
nothing.
map space map 2.
This
There's other
mind-controlled
Stanley Parable
facility,
cheats
it
that
was
are
too
amazing,
horrible
by
to
the way.
believe it couldn't be
I just,
true.
I
Had Stanley
actually
really been under
found
someone's
out that you
control all this
could
time?
spawn in
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
portal
That his emotions had been
companion cube.
manipulated to accept it
It's not gonna
blindly?
be 2 minutes.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Actually, it might
Controls
be
labeled
2:30.
with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this...
Oh yeah, I still have the console commands up. Even in the console commands, this
a
game
rising chill
is
of
clever. They
uncertainty.
put some things in there. Like,
Was it over?
when you turn the subtitles off, it says something like, the subtitles off
He had
because they're
won.
really
He
annoying,
had
seriously,
defeated the
or something
machine.
like that.
Unshackled himself from someone else's
pretty funny.
command. Freedom was mere
Like, even in the
moments
console,
away.
they're pretty clever with
And
that
yet,
stuff. This is why,
even as
see,
the
this is why I
immense
love
door
this
slowly
game.
opened,
Just
Stanley
put in
reflected on how
silly
many
stuff like that
puzzles still lay
makes
unsolved.
it fun.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he
might be 3
realized
minutes.
none of this mattered to him. For it was not
3:30.
knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Let it go.
No longer
Okay.
would anyone tell him where
Copyright
to go,
infringement.
what to do, or how to feel. Whatever
Okay,
life he
strike.
lives,
Watch.
it will be his. And that was all.
Well, I
he needed
slung
to
it
know.
terribly,
It
so it
was
should be
perhaps
fine.
the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
And boom, 3:32. Anyways, thanks for watching, and appreciate. Oh, what's this black thing? Ew. Oh, because it's Twitch alerts. Was that on the whole time? Anyways, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't ever watch any speedruns of the Stanley Parable. Watch other speedrunners. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.